The title of this poem is Poison Ivy. Like I said, it mentions a red lantern, and I'd like to show it to you, actually, so you can read it yourself and see if you can tell me anything about it.
Of course, please. Let me see it. Wearing all red, carrying a small red lantern, whoosh with the wave of a fan. Up they fly to heaven. Interesting.
You see the marking or some sort of design that is not clear there, right? But the colors are clear at least.
Abundantly. This poem is not something I'm too familiar with, Santino. But the mention of a red lantern is no coincidence. It's very interesting. You know, this reminds me, actually. I do have something else that I want you to say that might pertain to this.
What would that be?
This look familiar?
I believe so. I'd have to take a closer look at it to be sure, but I've seen a few of these in my time. Wei. Which one is this one that I'm looking at?
Does it look familiar now?
Yes, it does.
So you said you've seen a few of these. I'm curious. When?
I believe you yourself have showed us one in the past, if I'm not mistaken. You or one of yours. If I'm not mistaken, this is something that a weapon, if you will, or a symbolic tool that Taipan has used in the past. And when I mention Taipan in this general context, I mean in more general terms what Taipan was back in the day, and that includes the likes of Ko, Daiju, etc., etc. How did you get your hands on that? Wei.
Very interesting question, Santino. For I wondered the same. How is it that you know so much about a thing that was considered to be so ceremonious? Made by hand, given to the few. How did I get my hands on this? Let's not act like me or you are neither fool nor fairy. This sword was given to me, out of good faith, by a very interesting character. One that I've never really aligned with in any capacity. Unlike Taipan and the DiCenzos have. Very unlikely source. Why was this in your possession?
Because we took it. We took it from Daiju Song.
So this blade belongs to Daishu.
That's right. Who gave it to you, Wei?
I wonder why none of you gave this to me. But then I wonder, scorn from our past of getting things and receiving things and not giving it back to one another without good merit or reason. It's an inkling of balance, karma, in some capacity. Sergio's gun not being returned to him, a blade of Taipan makeup, usurped off of somebody from our past, and it held on for a bit of fucking collateral. It is interesting. Santino. How things get given to people. And then it makes its way all around the world for multiple years in this world that we cultivate, just to find its way back to me. Interesting, don't you think?
I do. Ironic, funny.
Hilarious. You have come to me and asked me 1,000 questions. Found me outside of the city, questioned me about these so-called red lanterns, about Ivy Brightwell's death. I've entertained Sergio's nonsense about Daishu's soul. And I've given you every bit of information to keep you and yours safe, including this city. And you held on to something that did not belong to you long enough for it to be used to strike peace with somebody like the likes of Peter fucking Rockwell. I am so sick of raising that man's name through my mouth. So when I receive this blade, not from those that I consider to be civil individuals of the city, but from Peter Rockwell, you can understand my stress and dismay.
Sure. I can understand. Absolutely. But can you? Wait. You've heard, I'm sure, about the many things, the many issues that my family has been going through these last months. The many enemies that we have, including Cole, White Rabbit, Peter Rockwell and the Ranchers, the Animales, Los Olvidados, the Del Lobos, Law, and any and everybody in between. You gonna blame me for holding on to something that I could have used as leverage, either against Cole or as I did against the Ranchers? I understand it has value to you, that blade right there. But it also had value to me in a very different way, for different reasons. And I am a businessman at heart. Did you expect me to bring this to you from the gratuitous of my heart?
You know, a part of me had faith there, sir. An abundance of faith in the serenity that we could practice. For the weight and information that I provided to you and yours about Cole and others. About the Red Lantern, Ivy Brightwell. I bear nothing but assistance to your plight. So do not berate them in front of me like I have not been sympathetic or empathetic. I have shown nothing but a lack of apathy overall. I could help you over and over and over again, and the greatest benefit would not have been for me or Taipan or anything else of the sort. So I don't understand your reasoning for it, but from one businessman to another, I can resonate. But beyond the businessman, a gentleman of principle, I had faith. So in this moment, Santino, Maybe this is fueled by what had happened with Sergio's gun and when we found ourselves in a bit of conflict. That man has always been spiteful. And it's a shame what Biley did to that gun. I didn't agree with that. But I thought we could be better.
You got it
But I
wrong,
know-
Wei. You got it wrong. It's got nothing to do with that.
I don't know then what it is then. And that's fine. Maybe I will never understand. But I'm not looking here for you to be better in this situation. No, I will be the one who will be better. I have full intention on giving this blade back to Daiju's soul in a way that is rewarding for all parties. That goes for you. That goes for the ranch. And that goes for myself. You have to understand that the person that you have been looking for quite some time, I have been looking for a very, very, very long time. She will see this blade one more time, and only once. But I would never allow my selfish desires not to sate the need of those inside this setting. I'm aware of the gripes you have with her, and I know that you injured her before, and you will do it again. But you won't get to her first. One thing that Taipan has always been good at, and that is not just in business, is that we are thorough. And I respect you and yours enough with the pain that she has caused you by doing what she has done, by framing you for the murder of Ivy Brightwell, that you hunger for your pound of flesh. And I will be the one who serves it to you. I appreciate this blade being in safekeeping for as long as it was, even though it was with the wrong hands. And now that it's made its way home, it will indeed serve its purpose. Daiju's soul is no longer just a you problem anymore. I hope we can understand each other.
Oh, I think we very much understand each other, Wei. What can I say aside from all the power to you? And as we say in Italian, buona caccia, and good hunting. And I suppose let the better, more efficient hunter, in this case, with this prey, win.
Bene. How? Sure the how. I think it will fare well, especially for her.
Sure.
I appreciate your time, Santino. And company.
Likewise.
Shall we?
Let our paths cross soon. And pay attention to your telegram. We might have a feast upon our hands.
Well, somebody got out of bed on the wrong side this morning.